Pre-trip vehicle 7033. We're going to be going over some of the basic components of the vehicle and how to maintain, as well as go over your driver's log. Start by opening and closing the doors. Make sure they open and close properly. Very good. We'll pop the hood. Inside you'll see the latch. Underneath, pull the latch, come around to the front of the truck. Stick your hand inside, you'll find the latch. It goes from right to left. The hood is on its own hinges, so it doesn't need the prop rod. We're going to check out the most important thing first here is the engine oil. You'll find the dipstick denoted with the yellow circle at the top. Pull it out, wipe off the excess oil. Reinsert into your engine. The ideal fill level is going to be in between the two dots on the dipstick. Bring it out and take a look. Oops, there it is. There's your two dots. And we're good on oil on this guy. Reinsert your dipstick until you hear it click. If you did need to add oil to this engine, you would find the cap over on this side. Simply remove the cap, insert a funnel, insert your oil, replace the cap, and then go back over and check your dipstick again to make sure you have enough oil in it. On the cap you'll see it's also listed what type of oil, SAE 5W20. If you look up on the hood here, it also tells you how much, so that would be 8 quarts of 5W20, and it also tells you what type of transmission fluid. The transmission dipstick is right here, denoted with the triangular yellow end. With the engine oil, you notice we have not started up this truck yet. This truck is still cold. You're always checking your fluid levels when they're cold, except for the transmission fluid. Once the truck is warmed up to temperature, then you can check your transmission fluid. We pan over here, we're going to check out the battery. You can see the battery is in good shape. Make sure nothing's loose, everything's connected the way it should be. There's no corrosion on top. Everything appears to be good here. Always looking for oil pooling or puddling on top of the engine. Make sure it's clean and you're not seeing anything that's looking to be a problem. So we continue to pan over. We can see the power steering fluid on this side. You can see it's got a max and a minimum fill level. On this side we can see the coolant. Again, the coolant has its own max and minimum fill level on this side. Very good. The cap on top if you would need to add it. We see our brake fluid on this side. The brake fluid has its own minimum and maximum fill level. If you're finding that you are adding brake fluid daily or weekly, you're going to want to let somebody know that there is an issue with your brakes. If you're losing brake fluid that much, you are having more issues than just brake fluid. Washer fluid, again, you're going to pop the cap, just make sure that there's enough fluid in the reservoir. This guy looks like you might need a little bit more. You must have windshield washer fluid coming out, or that is a DOT violation. Go ahead and close the hood as we're good underneath. Come around to the inside of the truck, check and make sure our seatbelt works. Check out the windshield. You can see we do have our registration sticker. We're looking for any chips or nicks in the windshield, any glass broken. Everything appears to be good there. You can check out our mirrors while we're in here. Make sure the mirrors don't have any cracks. Good on both sides there. Check your seatbelt out, pull it across your body, make sure it clicks. Very good. Go ahead and fire up the truck. We'll check out the windshield wipers as well as the washer fluid. Very good. Come to the lights. We've got headlights, give me high beams. Very good. 4-way flashers. 4-ways are good. Right turn signal. Passenger turn signal. Very good. We're going to walk around the back and take a look at the back. But we're always looking for any damage on the truck. Any signs of being hit. Signs. Nicks, dings, anything you don't want to be responsible for. Mark that off on your deficiencies. We don't see anything underneath as far as oil puddling or pooling underneath. We have marker lights. We have our marker lights are working. If you have marker lights that are installed, they must be lit up in lighting or they will be a DOT violation. Back lights, I can see the brake lights. Very good. 4-ways. 4-ways are good. Driver. Passenger, backup. Very good. We can see we have backup lights as well as the backup alarm. Go ahead and give me your beacons. Beacon lights we see are on and flashing. This guy, you'll see an arrow board on this spray truck, but this arrow board is not connected or working. So we're not going to go over the arrow board. We just want to make sure that our beacons are on and lit up, which they are. We're going to check the beacons in the front. Beacons in the front are working, so we have all the working lights. Very good. We're going to check the horn while we're inside, make sure the horn works. Horn works. We're going to check out our steering and make sure that our steering wheel moves along with our tires the way we want it to. Very good. We're going to check our defroster and our vents. Turn on the defroster and make sure it comes out of the top. Very good. Turn on the middle vents, make sure it comes out of the middle vents. Very good. Now we did show you the beacons. To turn the beacons on, you'll see on the master board here on the top, it's labeled as beacons. Flip it up to turn it on, down to turn it off. Very simple. You can look inside while we're in here. We can also see that we have our PPE. We've got our vest, we've got our hat, our gloves, and our safety glasses. All good. You can check out our CB radio. Make sure we've got a radio inside our truck. This truck does not have a CB radio, so you would be equipped with a handheld radio. Inside the truck, we'll take a look at the dash while we're here. This one's lit up like a Christmas tree, so we can see the doors open. We do have an airbag light on. Other than that, it's not too bad. Looking at our gauges here, we can see from left to right, our oil pressure is up to the middle, which is where we want it. Third one over is our fuel. We want to make sure we're filling our trucks every day with fuel, whether it's gas or diesel. Filling it up at the beginning of the day. And then your two temperature gauges, you'll see, point to it there for me if you would. On the left hand side here, you see this is our temperature gauge of our water. We go over to the right hand side, you'll see this is your transmission temperature. That's the one you want to make sure it's up to temp before you check the temperature on the transmission by pulling the dipstick that we saw inside. Everything appears to be good here. We also have a parking brake on this side. You push it all the way down with your foot, and then you would simply release it with the brake release. Only using it when you have to and when you need it. Pan over to the other side of the truck here. We're going to see, as soon as we come up to the truck, we see our fire extinguisher, as well as our triangles, making sure everything is good there. We're going to check out our fuel cap. Here we can see it does say gasoline only. We can see also that it tightens all the way. Very good. We look at our tires here. We can see that we have our PSI written on top, so you know what it needs. We're going to give it a little pressure test. Make sure it's got enough pressure in it there. It's holding it. We'll check our lug nuts out. Make sure the lug nuts are tight. Nothing's hand loose. It's a little bit harder to see inside this one, but you can see your leaf springs as well. Making sure that your leaf springs aren't broken. Nothing looks unusual in there. Make sure there's nothing loose or hanging. Put old Honest Abe inside. Make sure we've got some meat on our tread depth. Very good. We can't see his hair, so we're in good shape. A little visual inspection again, making sure nothing's loose or hanging. On a spray truck, you've got plenty of other things that could be loose or hanging on this guy. Appears to be in good shape there. Very good. You want to check for a license plate. On these ones, they've been removed, but typically it would be back here for the license plate. Let's take a look at our sheet. We've hit all of our in-cab, under the hood, and around the vehicle. Driver's items, we need to make sure we have our driver's license on us at all times. Proper license for the vehicle. Medical card for anything over 10,001 gross vehicle weight. Proper PPE we saw inside. Inside the toolbox, we'll find the toolbox. 10 hours off duty, brakes adjusted or self-adjusting, cell phone use prohibited, seat belts must be used at all times. We are required to stop at all DOT checkpoints. Lastly, our gross vehicle weight and vehicle height. On the inside, you can see we've highlighted it for you, 16,500, and we've even highlighted the PSI for the tires as well. The height is listed on the inside of the truck. You'll see it's listed at 10 foot high.